Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, April 19th, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I am is the foundation I grow from. And today we have some shift going on. We have the moon shifting into Aquarius today. We have the sun shifting into Taurus today. So we're finishing up Aries, moving into Taurus. We are in prep for Mercury to move back into Aries. Mercury will be at 0 degree Taurus today. And we're preparing Pluto to go retrograde tomorrow. So, little bit shifty, a little bit trying to get our balance. But our balance is found, I feel like, in finishing up this Aries lesson. This lesson of I am. The lesson of the sacred rebel. Meaning, not being a rebel for rebel's sake, but to be like, I don't have to listen to all of these things outside of myself. I've really got to figure out who it is I am and let my I am be the foundation from which I grow from which I produce from. Taurus is the sign of the producer. Taurus is the sign where we find our worth, we bring forth our talents, we tune into beauty, we get beyond the action, and into the beauty of being. And so in Taurus, we get this opportunity to produce, but I am who you are, embracing that energy is the foundation from which this comes from. Now, before we shift with the sun into Taurus, we're finishing up that moon in Capricorn and we're finishing up sun in Aries. And as that moon and sun complete their cycles, they're actually going to square each other. 29 degrees square between the sun in Aries and that moon in Capricorn. And this, to me, this is the thing. This is the thing we've got to work through. Moon in Capricorn is bringing up our emotions around where our standing in the world, how we look to the world, what the world thinks of us, our status in the world. Status can be a good word for this. And meanwhile, the sun in Aries is like, none of that matters. I just want to be myself. Now, to be fair, I think it all matters. We are here to be, I don't want to say of the world, but we are of the world. We are not of this world, but we are in this world. How about that? We're in this world and we're here to work amongst it. But we have to recognize that this work, how we're meant to show up, the best thing that we can do, which I talk about all the time, is to be ourselves. So it's instead of putting out that focus of what does the world want from me? No, what am I here to give to the world? What am I here to offer? How do I offer myself, my truth, my soul light, my soul shine to the world? 29 degrees, master level degree, that is an 11 if you add that up. So 11 is a degree of healing. It's also a degree of mastery. So this is an opportunity to master yourself. Recognize where you still may be feeding in to what the world wants, because there's a part of you that's emotionally connected to that. Not because even the world's asking you for it, but there's a part of you, maybe even your ego, that's still connected to this thing outside of yourself. This is a good opportunity for a shift. As the moon's finishing up as well, it's also going to meet up with Mars. Mars is finishing up in Taurus. Told you, we got a lot of this shift going on. So that moon in Capricorn and Mars in Taurus, that's actually at 28 degrees. That's actually happening before the 29, but that's that worth energy. That's that 10 energy. So hopefully that energy feeding into that square is you've already got kind of that momentum going. Wait, I know who I am. I know what my gifts are. I know what the beauty is that I came to live, that I came to be. I'm going to rock that. So hopefully that connection will feed into that square. We're then going to have the moon shift into Aquarius. We are going to have the sun shift into Taurus. And like I said, we have Mercury also at 0 degrees. So the moon is going to square Mercury. And then we're going to have the sun conjuncting Mercury. All this energy at 0 degrees. 0 degrees is a degree of transformation, but sometimes 0 can feel a little bit wonky in the translation of things. As we go from this fire energy that can instill the fires in us, to suddenly it's but I need to be grounded. I need to get centered. Who am I? Okay, I know who I am. I just worked on that. Okay, now how do I grow from that place? So if you're feeling a little woo, wonky, it's okay. The 0 degrees will pass. That moon squaring Mercury. Now that's going to be really interesting because that's Aquarius energy, moon in Aquarius, which stimulates the vibrational energy. And then we have Mercury, retrograde, 0 Taurus, that worth stuff. So you may start getting stirred up. Some of that connection, maybe some of that energy that needs to be healed between that sun-moon square may come up and have you questioning your worth and questioning who you are. So it's up to yourself to transform yourself through it. Now, I've got some interesting cards. I'm going to go more into more stuff, but I feel like this is what's really necessary for that connection, that moon-Mercury thing. Tune in. Go to silence within you. Don't be afraid to look at your shadows. Your shadows are some of those voices that you may be holding within at this time. I have the friendliness card in reverse, but this to me is like, it's not like it's not a friendly place, but it's like, don't be looking outside yourself for this validation. This is a deep inner process. All these retrogrades is all pulling us into this deep inner process to find what you need within. Everything you need is contained within. And we're so used to, let me find this thing outside myself. Let me find this thing with, outside myself. This is like, no, it's seated in you. Let's find it within yourself. Let's find these possibilities that are going on within yourself. So Taurus, the sun will shift into Taurus at 2:27 p.m. Pacific time. Again, I feel like this cycle of Taurus, it really is going to be, there's the worth theme, which is definitely going to be part of it, because with these retrogrades, Jupiter is still retrograding in Libra, bringing forth that worth stuff, and Mercury retrograde finishing up in Taurus, moving back into Aries, but that has that focus on that worth stuff as well. Like, that's such a big thing going on right now. Worth is going to be part of it, but I feel like overall it's going to be like production based on where your focus is at this time, because that's what happens. We produce, we live our I am and produce from our I am. We grow from our I am based on our focus, based on our worth, based on our dharma, based on honoring that soul fire that we've been working on. So to me, this is going to be the focus of Taurus. And Taurus is an interesting time. It's an earth sign. So this is a great time to get connected. It is a manifesty time for sure. Taurus, to me, is co-ruled. So Taurus in traditional astrology is ruled by Venus. And so Venus, that's where that worth stuff comes in. That's where let the beauty you love be who you are. That's that energy with Taurus. Taurus has a certain amount of sensuality with it. And with that sensuality, I do feel the Venus aspect, but I also feel like there's this earth aspect. So some astrologers, and I'm one of them, consider Taurus to be co-ruled by Venus and the earth. And so bringing in that earth energy, allowing ourselves to enjoy the nature of earth, the nature of sensuality. And this isn't, just sensuality in a sexuality manner. This is sensuality as in like eating a strawberry, breathing the sweet air, touching a soft kitty. I wish there was a kitty who was not sleeping that I could pet to demonstrate right now. Petting a soft kitty. Soft kitty, nice kitty. Getting into the sensuality of the world. Letting that fill you up. Letting that remind you who you are. Letting that fill you up so that you can produce based on your worth. Your worth. Enjoying your time on this planet. And it's this focus thing's a really interesting thing, because there's, a lot of stuff going on, and we can focus on a lot of stuff, and I'm not saying ignore it, but make the time for the pleasure. Venus, Taurus energy wants the pleasure, and it's part of your ability to produce the beauty you came to be, the beauty you came to live, the beauty you came to do. You need to have that kind of pleasure within you. Now, I have to tell you, I was reading right before this an Abraham thing. I get daily Abraham sent to me. And one of the things that it said is there's no shortage of source. It's a hard sentence to say. There's no shortage of source. And I think we need to remind ourselves of that during this time of production. Because sometimes we're like, well, somebody's already doing that, so I'm not going to do that. Or this could be too expensive, or blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I have the resources. And we know ourselves. We tell ourselves, no, that I can't do these things. because we're having that source or that shortage mentality. Why is that a hard word to say today? And so I feel like this is part of the worth work, part of the production work of reminding ourselves, reclaiming that focus. There is no shortage. Source is within, that seed of light, your I am, and is helping move you forward in and through this energy. So there may be some transformation, some thinking, process to do around this as the sun connects with Mercury. Again, 0 degrees. That's that transformation work. We're moving through a whole lot of change to bring from nothingness into the everythingness, whatever it is that you're wanting to bring in. But you're going to have to look at yourself and bring in the change. So I'm going to finish up with a few cards. I'm going to start one last animal card because we have half the day in Aries. Lion, patient, regal, a complete master. There's that mastery energy. The lion is the master of the fire element. How perfect is that, ending up with Aries? And is living mascot of self-transformation. Boom. A lion personality dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires some, intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all, but known intimately by few. Let's see. Lions are observant, stealth, precise in their word and action. They do not waste energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all no matter where a quest begins. So here's a little lion to carry you through the end of this Aries fire energy. And then for the month of Taurus, I'm going to be working mostly with Sacred Creator's Oracle, Creator, production energy. And from this today, so good, it's such a perfect bridge from Aries to Taurus. I pulled What's Your Honest Truth? And the card essence, total authenticity and transparency, a glorious unveiling of spirit, clear and compelling communication that comes from the heart, finding the key to abundance by finding what is true and right from your soul. How perfect is that? The self-care message, peeling back the many layers of your own truth, holding on to masks for protection, a true dive into your own heart with love and compassion, a need to pay closer attention to the shadow aspects of your story, areas where you still may be denying your truest desires and your true essence. And in here it says, you are life, light, and consciousness. You are a miracle. This is my favorite part. Millions and billions of stars over billions of years have come together to give you this one life. So that reminds me of you are the result of the love of millions. How could you be anything less than love? That is your truth. That is your honest truth. Let's see. And then, so since you are this result of these billions and millions of love and stars, how can you then spend another precious second of it tucking away from your honest truth? Peel back the layers that wrap around your soul and build your life with its limitless abundance and joy. Honesty. Are you being completely honest with yourself about your life right now? What areas of your life are rocking and what areas need some TLC? So this is the foundation we're jumping off Taurus into. And to finish up, because I love them, Money and the Law of Attraction by Abraham Cards. And I love this one. Achieving success is my natural birthright. You are meant to succeed. And that's why failure doesn't feel good, because we are meant to succeed. So if you're working through some of those things and some failures are pulling your worth strings, that's just a lesson. Remind yourself you are here to achieve success because it is your natural birthright. You are worthy of that success. You are worthy of that light because millions and billions of stars put a lot of work into bringing you here now in this moment for such a time as this. So hopefully that is setting you up for a good time of Taurus. We are going to rock this. Book a reading if you want to dive deeper into your personal chart, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.